It's Thirsty Thursday. You're so thirsty, thirsty Thursday. Thirsty for knowledge, thirsty Thursday. Drink it up.
I know it can be hard to remain professional when your customers are highly emotional, but the most important thing to do is to keep yourself in check. So, I'm going to share with you 4 ways to keep yourself professional and avoid getting emotional when you're in a difficult or challenging situation. Tip number 1 is to remember that it's not about you. Most of the time when customers are upset, you just happen to be the person who they're speaking with and not necessarily the person that they're upset with. So if you can try to compartmentalize that and separate yourself from the person and the emotion that's standing in front of you and really take in the fact that it's my job to help them and I want to help them find a resolution. So, first tip is compartmentalize. This situation, even if they're yelling and screaming, blaming you, it probably really has nothing to do with you at all. Number 2, take a deep breath. And it sounds cheesy, I know, but really what you want to do is kind of take a deep breath and remind yourself that you're there to help. Remind yourself to keep calm. Remind yourself that you want to find a solution. A lot of times people will tell you to count to 10 very slowly. The idea is that as you're counting, you're focusing on breathing in and out and you're calming yourself down. When you speak at a calm tone, then the other person automatically will begin to respond in that way. One of the tips that I used to use when I was in a situation that was really upsetting where a customer was yelling or screaming at me or maybe one of my teammates is in order to allow myself to get that moment to just take a deep breath and kind of recharge myself and make sure that I had my attitude in check was I would always say, "Let me grab your file." That gave me the opportunity to step out of the room for a moment and just allow the situation to just calm down a little bit. Another thing is you want to try to encourage the customer to take a seat. So this is a great opportunity to do that. So you could say something like, "Mr. Jones, I want to help you with this. I'm going to go grab your file so I can make sure to have all of the information in front of me. Why don't you have a seat for a moment while I go grab it?" And then you can go get the file. Even if you're completely paperless, pull the file up on your computer in another room, maybe print documents out from that resident's file, or maybe pull their maintenance tickets, whatever the situation might call for, but come back with obviously something in your hand, but it allows you to really just get out of the room for a moment. Take that deep breath, and while you're alone in that space, you're going to breathe in and out, concentrate on that, and you might even say something like, "Be professional, not emotional. Professional, not emotional. Professional, not emotional." And if you're going through that practice and calming yourself down, then when you go back and you sit down with that customer, now you're in a better mental space to take on whatever it is that they're going to discuss with you. And hopefully by that moment, they've had an opportunity to sit for a minute and calm down themselves so that now you can maybe have a more reasonable conversation. So tip number 1, compartmentalize. Remember, it's not about you. Tip number 2 is take that time to take a deep breath. And if you have to, go get the file so that you can have that time to yourself to breathe. Tip number 3 is to take a personal timeout. Life on the property can be very confusing sometimes. It can be very chaotic. You come in with one plan and your day completely changes, and that can be stressful and annoying. So recognizing when you're getting personally frustrated and paying attention to how your body is feeling, the response that you're having, maybe if you're short-tempered or maybe you're becoming very emotional, you want to be able to recognize that and just say, "Hey, I need a personal timeout." And what's really great about property management is you have an entire property to walk. So you can take the moment and tell a coworker, "Hey, I feel like I'm really getting out of control and I really don't want to lose my temper here. So I'm going to take about 10 minutes to just decompress." Or you can just say, hey, I need to go check on a few things. I need to check the laundry room, pool areas, whatever it is, and just take a walk. Don't take your phone with you. Just take a walk. Deep breath, and start really trying to concentrate on how you can calm yourself down and turn this situation around. And my fourth tip for you is to try to find the positive in the situation. And you might be thinking, Katie, there's nothing positive about someone yelling and cursing at me. Well, it seems that way, but this is an opportunity for you to turn a situation around. Consider it a challenge to really take this person who is upset, frustrated with your company, maybe your teammates, maybe possibly you, and take it as a personal challenge to what can I do to turn this situation around? What can I do to take this person from irate to resolved? And how can we find a solution together? So really try to find the positive in this opportunity that you have in front of you. Every time you deal with an angry customer, it's a new opportunity for you to show how professional you are, for you to turn a situation around for a customer, and for you to make a really good impression about yourself and your company. So I challenge you, the next time you're encountered with an angry customer, stay professional, avoid getting emotional.